Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be watching a 3K Treant. You guys seem to really enjoy the Sven video that I made yesterday, and I think this is going to be a great example of why the fact that you spam a hero doesn't necessarily make you good. This is a random, completely random replay I picked, but this Treant does happen to be, I think it's called Grandmaster, right? I don't even know the name, but he's level 25, so clearly he's supposed to be really good, but the thing is, being good at a hero doesn't mean you're good at Dota. Nonetheless, I'm going to help you guys become a better position 5 and carry games that you think are uncarryable, and let's get into it. By the way guys, if you want to become absolutely broken, well, what you need to do is sign up to the GameLeap website down below right now. The reason why you should do that is because every single day we post a new video there. Content that you simply just will never get on YouTube, we post every single day to the website. It's really top tier stuff. I'm very proud of what I make over there. We also have other creators, many of my great friends who are top tier Dota players, creating guides about different heroes, different roles, different items, skill builds, talent builds, everything you need to know to get to the next rank. So if you feel a little bit lost, you're a little bit stuck, click the link down below. I'll see you guys there. And now let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing I always like to talk about for position 5 is synergy. The reason why it's so important is if you don't look for it as a carry and as a position 5, you're going to struggle to trade in lane. Or you're going to at least struggle to dominate the lane, right? Maybe you'll be able to hit someone occasionally, but you're going to struggle to dominate the lane. So for instance, right here, this looks like a great opportunity to go on the Legion. I would have to imagine he's going to do it. Honestly, even Wraith King should have stunned Legion here. Like, I know I said this in yesterday's carry video, but, right, you just got to look for this type of thing. But okay. Ooh, okay. You don't really want to Q right away. The problem with queuing right away is if they see you queue, they can kind of just chill, disengage the queue, right? So typically what you want to do with Treant is you want to walk up, hit them, and then queue. The only time you would queue right away is if they're far away from you, and therefore you need to use the queue to close the gap. That is obviously not the case here, and so I would have liked to see him get in an auto attack. Another thing to consider about good trading is if you nuke first, you actually lose an auto attack. And I know, it's like, oh my god, does that actually matter? Yes. Especially on a hero like Treant, where you have like really bad attack speed and 91 damage. It really, really matters. So by him queuing right away instead of auto-attacking here, he straight up loses out on an auto-attack, right? Because the auto-attack has a cooldown. And so he just, yeah, loses an auto-attack. And this Q actually sucked. It just sucked. Which is why, like, it's like, oh, watch out, their Invoker's level 25. Like, I swear to God, I bumped into a bunch of, like, 4K, 5K level 25 Invokers. They're like, never that good. The only thing that they do well, occasionally do some, like, Tornado, Cold Snap, Meteor, Deafening Blast combo, and solo kill someone. You're like, oh, wow! But then they, like, don't push in any waves, and aren't that good at laning, and it's like, okay. But you guys see what I'm saying. He should have auto-attack, committed the Q, and then went for another auto-attack, and then this would have been a much better trade, because he could have actually, you know, committed to the trade with the Legion when they were actually committed. Okay, another Q here. This is just a bad Q. There's just too many creeps. It's not like horrendous. So I will say there's a good aspect to this Q, which is the fact that Legion is not necessarily that close to back up the tide, and so it is a 2v1 situation, which I talk about all the time. Is pretty good. On top of that, he needs to cast the Q. This Q is actually pretty good, but I would usually cast it a little bit further to the left, right? Just to kind of box them in. But nonetheless, the problem with this Q is you're a 1 armor, 285 movement speed hero, and you're into a creep wave. Just isn't really gonna do very much. It's kind of just bad. So another thing to consider is he didn't block the side camp, and that's kind of like a really rip here. He realizes at this moment, he's like, oh frick. Honestly, if you have a weak safe laner, a hero like Wraith King, you generally want to block the side pole because you can't contest it very easily. However, if you're in a winning lane, it's not even that bad. Like, this is kind of the realization that I've come to, and there's layers to this, but I just want to go over the baseline today. If you let a side pull go through, it's honestly not that bad if, like, it's like a 60-40 matchup. Like, you slightly beat them. Because then, when they side pull, you can farm the large camp, and it's kind of good, right? However, if you're crushing them in the lane, you don't want to let them side pull, because you want to keep the lane back so you can kill them. Or, if the lane is really bad, you also don't want to let them side pull, because, well, then they get to contest you under their tower, and that's worst case scenario, right? So this was not a good lane. Like, Wraith King kind of sucks, especially against heroes like Tide. Like, Wraith King's really bad. This is just not a good, it's just a bad lane for Wraith King. Even Legion, you don't trade very well with. So yeah, pretty rough. But okay, they go for the side pull. Dude, oh my god. Tide Hunter, there's freaking a creep wave under your tower. Okay. Well, guess that makes the side pull not too bad. On top of that, he needs to ship us south. He needs to ship us out. Like, he really needs to ship us out. Not even necessarily for himself. He might be like, oh, for himself? Nah, for Wraith King. This hero is so bad in lane. Like, if you don't need a Sal for Wraith King, the enemy must just suck. Okay. Alright. You know, I'm one of the biggest advocates for jungling, but not as a Legion with the Blightstone. Nonetheless, this is a good trade. I still want to talk about this game. Still good, you know? I basically here, I want to see how quickly he adjusts to the fact that Legion isn't here, which he seemingly does. First things first, though, he needs to eat this Tango. Like, in the off chance that Legion comes back, or Tide has Gush, like, you don't want to put yourself in a position to die, or, like, drop to 100 HP. So, don't love this. He definitely should have ate the Tango. But, great trading. Absolutely awesome. Mainly because it's a 2v1. So, good synergy, though, nonetheless. Solid. Okay. Dude! Guys, okay. If you want to go for a kill on someone, do you want them to see you? If you're a hero that needs to get up close, right? You're a hero like Undying, or you're a hero like Treant or Ogre, and you need to be able to close the gap to do your damage, especially if you're an UV hero. Why are you just showing constantly? Why are you just in vision? Like, isn't this in vision? Okay, this isn't. When does he show? Because I swear to God he shows. Okay, like right there he shows. He shows again here. It's like, just go behind him. Just go behind him. Like, go this way. Go around and go behind him. Like, I swear this is a kill if this guy doesn't... Why is he sitting here? What does this do? Even if you're a ranged hero, if this guy's this low, you should be going to here. I don't know why he's so far away. They get the kill anyway, but it doesn't matter. Like, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, it's just still bad. Like, this is like... You know what I mean? It's just such a 3k thing to do, which is like someone... No offense, but... like, someone's that... Oh my God. Alright. Worked out, kind of. But what's a 3k thing to do is basically having a situation where someone's like 2 HP and you're not zoning them off the lane. Like, even if they didn't kill the Tide and he just zoned the Tide completely off the wave, it would have been just as good. But yeah. Okay, let's keep going. So, assuming Legion's still jungling, he either should go for a pull if the lane is pushing up, which it's not, or he should just pressure the Tide. So here, I would pressure the Tide. Okay, pretty good. Alright, this is fine. Yeah, it's okay. Obviously, Tide's not a very easy hero to zone, but it's good. You know, put some pressure on him, get him off the wave, let the Wraith King get some CS. One thing I would also like to see more from this Treant, just in general, in the early levels, is denying. Treant's really good at it, so you should always keep that in mind. But okay, going in... Oh, dude, I hate this skill build. Dude, I hate this shit so much. I know Treants do this. I hate it so much. Like, you look at the scaling from Leech Seed and Nature's Grasp, and it's not even close. So I think there's two options. You either are 1-1-1 or you're 1-2. I never think that this is okay. Look at the scaling. It's beyond shit. Like, this might be one of the worst scaling abilities in Dota. And it's weird because it's like, oh, duration goes up, slow goes up, damage goes up, cooldown goes down, the mana barely goes up. It's like, surely that's pretty good, right? But nah. The problem is, it's by nothing. It's by nothing. The damage goes up by what? Like 30%? This doubles. It's not even close. And you might be saying like, oh, but Tide purges Leech Seed. It's like, Tide purges Leech Seed every 600 damage he takes. And still, it's not like you're gonna like kill him with Nature's Grasp. Okay, let's keep going. They get a kill. This is honestly good though. I like that he's putting a lot of pressure here, you know? Obviously, it's an easy situation to put pressure in, but still, you know, it's good that he's doing it. He's identified his job, and he's continuing to put pressure, which is good. So, once again, I would like to see him get behind the Tide Hunter more. I don't know why he keeps approaching from the front when he could just try to wrap, but once again, a good go. Nice play. Solid stuff. Pop the clarity. Now he should go pull. So he could have gotten a pull-off potentially here if he ran right away. It would have been close. Either way, maybe he could have ran down as well and pulled this up. Okay, it's blocked. So either way, all I'm trying to say is like this lane's gonna push in, right? Because these creeps are very low. And so you want to get off a pull. Because then when the Tide respawns, if you don't get off a pull, he's gonna have farm under tower and then all of this won't be that good. So, yeah. Okay, pull. Okay, nice. Like that, like that. He even did a half pull, which I can get behind. I like that. Okay. At this point, it's gonna get pretty hard to zone Tide. You can still try, but assuming this guy is like some regen. Oh my God, he's a soul ring. All right. Not a good fan of that. But assuming, you know, he's too tanky at this point, it's just not, yeah, it's just not worth it. But okay, it's actually taking more damage than I thought. What is the skill build? Okay, that's it. All right, skipping ahead to minute 10 here. He still does not have boots, which is interesting. He went Bassi, which I understand this Treant hero needs mana, but I don't know. It's like going late Bassi, in my opinion, is generally not great. I just don't like it. Like, how I often see Bassi is you either buy for the lane or you don't buy it at all. Because, yeah, it's just best as a laning item. Otherwise, it's just not that good. But okay, let's keep going. So I'm curious what he does. He's maxing out the Q, and the only thing maxing Q is good for, which I really don't like it, but the only thing it's good for is shoving waves. Even then, it's not even that good, but like, it's not even a good wave shove spell. The reason why I say that is it doesn't get you the CS a large portion of the time. And you might be like, oh, but I'm just trying to shove the wave, right? Yes, you're just trying to shove the wave, but at the same time, like, you're also trying to get farm, right? It's just as important to get farm on a support as it is on a core, right? Like, when you're going for farm, you need to get the CS. But okay, fight breaks out here. I kind of played the clip there before we went back, but still, you just can't get Black Hole like this. It's that simple. You just can't. Like, you're not casting a Leech Seed on a PL, number one. You're not auto-attacking a PL, okay? Unless he's already coiled and he's not under a tier 1. And you're not going to instantly ulti a PL unless he's gotten silenced or coiled and you're following it up for damage. But yeah, this positioning is just kind of insane. Like, you should never be in line with your frontliner. You might be like, oh, Treant's a frontliner, though speed, he's a melee strength hero. It's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's a counter initiator. Not great. That was a really nice Black Hole play, by the way. Shout out to Enigma. That was super nice. Really well done. Okay, so one thing I will say is that even though I don't agree with the skill build and the whole positioning there, I will say that he has, like, he has a generally good concept of how to play a Treant. He just kind of, like, sits in lane and AFKs, which is kind of about what you want to do. But that's so sad that the Razor just walked like that and then like that through 3 heroes. I guess they really had no spells. Alright, let's get into the next fight here. So he's got his stick, he's got his tranquils. Basically, I just want to see him get off a good Q. If he doesn't get off a good Q, then that's why I hate this build. It's just so meh. Like, this Q is so worthless, you know? Honestly, at this point in the game, I think I would only cast the Q now that I'm, you know, now I'm getting to the head of a Treant player, or just Treant in general. I don't think I would cast, if I'm going to max Q, I need to get the maximum value out of it. I need to get the maximum value. So I would only Q at this point in the game if I'm either shoving a wave, or if it's in a team fight, if I can follow it up with ulti, so I get damage out of it. Because this Q is just so worthless. You might be like, oh, but you know, Razor can't get across. It's like, who gives, you know, who cares? You can just ignore it, and then Treant's kind of worthless. So here, you could have gotten a lot of damage onto Razor if you had, you know, waited, ulti him, Q him, and then W him. It would have done like half of his HP, and that seems very valuable to me. Okay, fight continuing. Okay, that Q is pretty reasonable. They're obviously diving, so that one was pretty good. I'm fine with that auto attack. The guy was really low. This auto attack was kind of insane. And, like, I hate to be that guy, guys. Like, I hate to be that guy, but a lot of gaining MMR is just having, like, stupid good intuition, which is, like, playing the game a lot and, like, learning from your mistakes. Because, like, right here, it's like, okay, this works out. Like, he hits this Razor. The Razor's under the tier 2, so it works. But, like, once you kind of realize that, hey, this guy isn't under the tier 2, you're not going to kill him with Treant auto attacks. Like, you're just not. Especially when there's 2 heroes next to him. And so, it's just one of those plays that's just bad. Because the reason why it's bad, you might be like, oh, but who cares, he's a support. The reason why it's bad is because if he didn't die there, right? And let's say the fight keeps going. Let's say Puck wraps here and gets off, you know, like an orb and so on. Oh my god, what is this? Puck gets off an orb and so on. Then he could follow it up with his maxed out Q. And that would be kind of good. I really don't like Holy Locket on Treant if you're not going to max W. Like, I don't understand the concept. It's like Holy Locket got nerfed pretty hard, right? And on top of that, Living Armor is not a lot of heal. It's not. It's 180 HP. It's not a lot of heal. So I really don't like the concept of of buying a heal, like, amp item if I'm only going to take one of my heals that's an underwhelming heal. Does that make sense? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, I'm fine with that ulti. Save the Puck. I think Puck was fine anyway, but still. It's alright. And honestly, this is why gaining MMR as a support, it's not hard because the role's bad. It's just, sometimes it's hard because you gotta either pick a hero that scales, or you gotta really understand how to take over the early game. Like, this build just, it's just so bad for the, like, fighting the early game, and then, because his laning stage wasn't great, like, it wasn't bad, but his Qs were super mediocre, his ability to wrap wasn't great, and his, like, ability to find auto attacks and, like, get the auto attack off first was not great. He didn't dominate his lane. He did do well, but obviously that's largely because Legion jungled. And so, yeah, it's just not great. And then ulti. What? How do you not ulti? This guy's like their top net worth, no? Alright, he's up there. You gotta ulti that. This fight looks pretty good. This is a horrible fight from the enemy team. Holy. They're legit running it down mid. My god, that is bad. See how the enemy team has, like, no direct pickoff heroes besides the Legion? If they duel someone, they can maybe make a play on someone in a lane. But if they don't have Legion, you basically don't run at people in like, hardcore run at people in mid. Okay? Let me explain what I'm saying. I don't think I explained that very well. Basically, you see how they are about to run at this Void Spirit? This is a Void Spirit, okay? It's a Void Spirit. This hero doesn't die very easily, right? So, you should not run at him into mid lane, which is the most dangerous lane in Dota, because that's where people generally reside. And you're running at, like, an elusive hero with non-lockdown heroes. Hyde is not a lockdown hero, especially when a Ravage is on cooldown. I also hate this item, but nonetheless, took him a little bit too long to ulti, but it was still good. Honestly, I ended up kind of working out. Okay, that was fine. He casted spells fine there. That was good. Well done, well done. What is that Q? What is that Q? What are you queuing? What is this at? What are you queuing? I know what he's queuing. It's PL, but he's not even in vision, and it can't even be followed up. It's like, this is... Why would you do that? Because now, what you would want to queue is this Razor if he TP's in. And this is a good queue, because it actually can be followed up by auto attacks and shit. This queue is fucking worthless. You maxed it out, and you're just wasting it. Also, this pushes obviously some low skill shit. Like, you don't, I mean, you have to be so careful about pushing mid tower. You guys know how I feel about this, right? You be so careful. The enemy team basically has all their ultimates. This PL is pretty farmed. Dude, can PLs just go normal items? I had a PL that I watched yesterday go Aether Lens after Diffusal. It's like, I understand why you might do that, and like, what's the idea? It's just so horrible. But okay, let's keep going. Nonetheless, this push is just so risky. The main reason behind that is they don't have Coil. They don't have Overgrowth. They don't have Dawnbreaker ulti. The double Holy Lock and support combo. Wow! Mega heal. This guy even didn't have spells, seemingly. Maybe he just used them. But, yeah, it's just a bad fight. Oh my god. Wraith King is a Maelstrom Deso. Woo! Yeah! Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Alright, next fight breaking out. See what we can do here. Wraith King getting gone on. Hopefully he gets his ulti off. Looks like he might. He does. Okay. This is a nice Q, because it's obviously in a coil. Pretty reasonable ulti. Uh-oh. Yeah, this looks like they're fine. Ooh, the team wipe. Oh no, Razor's gonna kill everyone. Wait, why is Puck running at Razor? Not gonna kill him. You just ward before sentrying? You just do that? Don't tell me you just did that. Come on, bruh. It's like some 1K shit. You don't ward before you sentry. Unless it's the middle of a team fight and you just need the vision. Come on, bruh. You're better than that. Now it's gonna get dewarded. Also, I don't think I would ever pick Treant if I'm not going Meteor Hammer in a pub. And people are gonna look at my recent matches and try to find some, like, Treant game where I did that. And yes, I'm sure I've played Treant games where I haven't gone Meteor Hammer, but the thing is, it kind of just depends. Like, if I'm playing a low-level pub, I want to be able to push in side lanes, especially if I'm a hero like Treant that isn't that good at fighting, especially when his ulti is down. I want to be able to have a purpose and farm up an item. And Meteor Hammer is so good in early game team fights as Treant. It does so much damage. It's insane. Right? The Overgrowth into Meteor Hammer combo is nasty good in my opinion. So the Euls here, I don't really see a direct reason for him to buy Euls. Like, it's not particularly, it doesn't purge anything that I notice in particular, so I don't like the Euls. Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't understand it. If I was to buy items this game, I told you the Meteor Hammer, but let's say I don't go Meteor Hammer. Other items I would consider going Solar Crest for the Wraith King. A Force Staff is really nice against PL. It's really good against the Razor, so I'd probably go Force Staff this game. Well, he bought the Shard. Is that even good? I feel like it's not that good. It, like, roots when you hit people. I want to see him use it here. Hit him. Nice, rooted, yeah! It doesn't even stop them from auto-attacking, it just roots them. Is that how that works? No, don't buy Ags. God, I hate Treant Ags so much, man. I've felt for, like, almost the longest time, this might be, like, one of the most overrated Ags in Dota. Like, it's cool, and when you get ahead, it's, like, good because of the vision. The problem is, when the game is even, it's, like, pretty much worthless in team fights. And once again, you might, like, the counter argument to that is, oh, but the vision sets up for good team fights. Yes, if the people in your bracket are good enough to do that, and you have to consider the fact that you're spending 4,200 gold on an item. You think fights are going to happen in between that? Yeah, because there's literally one happening right now, and so if you had a Force Staff or a Ghost or something, it could help you win a fight in the moment, which as a support is often what you want to play for. Not always, but often what you want to play for. Tree and solo kill? Nah. He's got to run away here. He's going to die to PL. Can't believe they're winning this game. I don't even know how are they killing PL? This PL's got to be griefing. I mean, I know he was griefing earlier with the item. Holy net worth. Where are his items? What the? 7 deaths? God, this PL would easily gain MMR if he just stopped fighting, but okay, let's keep going. Yeah, it's a good Q. Follow it up. I don't know why you keep walking like freaking melee range. What is this? Why are you melee range? You're a treant. Support. 5. You're melee. Why are you melee range? And I know it's like, oh, but Leech Seed. It's like, he like casted Yules for melee range. I don't know. I don't even know what the purpose of the Yules here was. I don't know what it sets up for. Never mind. Okay, that actually worked out. That's crazy. I'm just straight up wrong. Cool. Oh, the Treant route. Did they win this game? I don't even remember. All right, let's make it a surprise. All right, going into the high ground fight. I can't wait to see the Ags impact from the high ground fight. It's always just such a dominant Ags when it comes to sieging high ground. But all right, let's get into it. So let's focus up. He's got to obviously E the Wraith King here. Give him some armor. Hey, why? Why are you? No! What the frick? What is this? First of all, once again, what are these Qs? Why does he do this? Sometimes his Qs make sense. The other times, it's just like he's just chucking them out. Can they have some purpose, please? I know it's a 12-second cooldown, but still, can they just have, like, some purpose? I don't understand why you would do that. This Ravage also is unbelievably questionable, because there's no follow-up, but let's keep going. Yeah, I like, your original reaction here needs to be to just living armor. You're not going to overgrowth Tide, right? Is this actually something funny that happens a lot? I realize it. Most players, most Dota players, don't have the ability to, like, kind of, like, relax and stay calm in a fight. When a big team fight breaks out and, like, big spells are casted, they kind of panic, and then in response, they always try to cast their big spells first, even when it's just completely wrong. And so here, you wouldn't, like, his overgrowth targets are going to be the Legion, maybe, I think it cancels BKB Black Hole, if I'm not mistaken, so that, if that's the case, Razor is a great one. High movement speed hero. Peel is fantastic when he casts, you know, if he doesn't have Manta up, it's such a great target. Okay, he's Satanic, so you'd kind of have to pay attention to that. Stuff like that, you know? But this is just such a worthless overgrowth. Like, maybe he was going for the Razor, but even then, let's say he got the Razor in this overgrowth. Who could follow it up, right, guys? Because that's always the big thing. I've been trying to stress this point of follow-up a lot as of late. Your control spells have to be followed up at some point. They could be followed up 10 seconds down the line if you're chasing someone from their tier 1 to tier 3, but most of the time they need to be directly followed up. So like here, who's gonna follow up on this Razor, okay? It's not Void Spirit because he's going on Enigma, right? Wraith King's dead. This guy's not in a position to do it. This guy's not in a position to do it, right? And you wouldn't want Puck to go on a, you know, 5k HP Razor. That's not so good. So all in all, this is just a horrible, like, this is a mega waste. And he hasn't casted his E. Like, you gotta cast your E on someone. Just cast it, you know? You want to get 2 of them off in a fight. The obvious choice was the Wraith King when he was originally getting gone on. This guy needs to get E'd. Like, E someone, man. This is also why the Shard kind of sucks. Like, a lot of the time in team fights, it just is useless. It's not that bad if you're playing side lanes and pick-off game, but it's so worth, like, literally, this guy has 6k gold into worthless items for this fight. And I know that's not always how you should think about Dota. Trust me, guys, right? You can buy items that aren't good for high ground fights if there's a specific reason. It's just like, even outside of high ground fights, I don't think these items are that good. But, alright, let's keep going. Oh, okay, E comes out. He could have gotten 2 off by then. That's alright. What is this positioning? Oh my. Even at this point, like, baiting is honestly not that bad because he doesn't have overgrowth. It's just still, like, I don't know. Out of principle, it's just bad. Because unless you're doing that intentional for a specific reason, which I doubt was the case, then it's just a misplay. And so fight breaking out, another shitty high ground fight. They've done this over and over and over again. This is why, like, as a support, I just shove in lanes. Like, yeah, you just want to tell your team, like, hey guys, chill. You got to tell them, like, don't go high ground, gotta rosh, stay away from the high grounds, because if you don't, you lose games. It's that simple. Like, this applies to every single role, really, but all right, don't overgrowth. Don't do it. No, he has Satanic. Even if he didn't have Satanic, it's just like a waste. The reason why it's a waste, okay, this is actually a really good example, okay? Because 9 out of 10 players would agree with this overgrowth. I bet if I showed them a clip here, they'd be like, good overgrowth. It's like PL's BKB overgrowth him. I guarantee 9 out of 10 players overgrowth here. I mean that. Why is it a bad overgrowth, okay? There's a couple reasons. I talked about Satanic, but that's not even that big of a factor because, like, there's also an argument to be made that he has baited Satanic. He's made him use Satanic. The PL shouldn't even have used Satanic here, okay? The reason for that is, once again, who can follow it up? On top of that, who was PL threatening? Who was PL threatening, okay? PL BKB'd, but who was he threatening? I don't even know why this guy's a BKB. But who was he threatening, okay? Let's look at it again. Who is PL going to kill if he didn't overgrowth? Okay, right here. We're going. PL BKBs. Who can PL kill? Definitely not Puck, because it's Puck, right? So PL is not going to kill this Puck, right? So PL is not going to kill Puck. He wasn't going to kill Void Spirit. Literally, the only person he can kill now is the guy who is trying to save his teammates. Does that make sense? That's why Dota's a hard-ass game, you know? Because, like, you're going to watch some, like, guide, and they're going to say, you know, or I'm even going to say, if someone BKBs, overgrowth them. And it's, like, not a bad idea. Dota's a complex game, though. If you overgrowth and it doesn't do anything, it doesn't save anyone or set up for anything, it's just a waste. And that's what this one was. This is, like, it's a great example, though, because, like, really, most people would overgrowth. I want to even say 99 out of 100 would overgrowth. Maybe that's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but I think most people would overgrowth. And it sets up for this horrendous fight where even though his team was disengaging, which they should because PL BKB'd and couldn't kill anyone, so you just kite the BKB, he went in. A complete misunderstanding of the game, and now this is why, once again, position 5, you can gain MMR because he dies, it's going to cause a chain feed. One death causes a sequence of deaths. People don't realize this, guys. Your positioning and ability to stay away from the enemy team and bait them into your backline is massive. Massive. If they easily kill you to start the fight, they won't have to overextend later on. Did they get thrown here? All right, 5 breaking out. Kind of a bad cue there, but this ulti, dude, he always gets way too close. Does he know the rank? How do you have 800 games with this hero, and you're always, what? Just cast it at max range. I know I'm being harsh, but you know, it's out of love. You know, it's out of love. Nonetheless, this Q is just, the Q is bad, and then ulti is just like, bruh, just ulti here. Just ulti. Like, not from here. Just ulti. Like, I know you might be like, oh, but he was trying to get the Enigma. Even then, he was way too late if that's the case. And you don't want to overextend. Once again, he also needs to E someone. Just E someone. He walked into the black hole. E somebody! Just cast your spells! Cast spells! Guys, if you have spells, and they aren't going to get you killed to cast them, just cast them if they're low cooldown spells. Low cooldown, right? I'm specifying, because in the last fight, obviously the overgrowth, we talked about why he shouldn't have casted it. If it's a low cooldown spell and it's not going to get you killed, just cast it. Get another one off. Alright, the enemy team through with another high ground attempt. It wouldn't be Dota 2 if both teams weren't just running down high grounds, killing themselves. You saw him coming! Oh my god! La 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 la. Position better, guys. Your positioning sucks. You're not gaining MMR because you're never in position. This applies to all of you position 5 players. I coach a bunch of you. You never are in position. You have to think about what threatens you. What jumps you. What are you concerned about? So, even here, like, he even saw the Enigma coming. What is the value of showing? Just sit in the trees until you have your overgrowth. Do not cast Leech Seed. It's way too low of a cast range to bother trying to cast it. This is a case where you wouldn't cast your low cooldown spell because it will get you killed. You would not want to W this guy. Then this Enigma comes in, and for some reason, he, like, turns towards the Enigma. I think he was trying to use him, which is, like, kind of reasonable, but... Oh my god, this guy's... What the Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god, now he's dueling, and now he's not going to get off overgrowth. You know what I'm saying? Even though they probably would have lost this fight anyway because they're diving high ground and have no concept of what makes a good Dota fight, still. Alright, and that's going to be all for today's video. Pretty sure they just get thrown here, if I'm not mistaken, but that was a good replay. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. Dota's a hard-ass game. It's so niche, but that's the thing. If you want to gain MMR, you got to be consistent with all these ideas, right? Like, you just got to be consistent, even in this team fight, right? His overgrowth nearly, he just got black holed nearly, right? He should have just casted it from here. I don't, like... He's always in, like, ass range. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this replay analysis of Treant. Let me know what role I should do next. I'll also have another guest to rank coming up very soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace! And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.